Welcome back, YouTubers. Welcome back. Father Son's Training Room. I'm Tommy and this is Mr.
Cody.
We're back today. You've seen our last video. We know we had a little setback on our foam cutter. It quit on us, and I done a little research on it. There's a spot in the plug-in from the wall to the actual cutter. The wire had some, I don't know, factory default in or something. But anyway, I ain't made it down to the local hobby shop yet, so I went down to another fabric store here in town, and they had exact same one, but it was a lot cheaper. They had it on clearance, so I picked it up today just so we can start cutting these foams. So what we're working on today is the foam boards that go around the layout. Today we're just going to be focusing on the back and maybe the mountain side on this side. The first thing we're going to have to do is we're going to have to cut all these out where these black lines are. We're going to take our time, try to stay as precise as we can. Back here where I'm doing the addition, we're going to, before I cut it, I'm going to make sure I lay it out over there and make sure that it's going to kind of, the land is going to fit with the actual track coming down beside the mountain over there. So I want to show you all the things you need. First, on the back, you need B1, B2, which also has B7 on it, and then B5. Okay, we got to cut all these out. Save your scraps, because you can use the scraps on the flat surfaces of the layout.
There you go.
It comes with these connectors right here that we connect the two pieces together, like so. Now on these, we're supposed to cut these in half also. We'll cut them right down the center right there. And then you got to have 3 blanks. And these 3 blanks is where the tunnel access and all that, we got to lay it out, and then we got to cut that out. And when you get done cutting it out, you can actually save it, because you can use it to help connect the pieces together.
Connecting.
Oh yeah, doing a lot of cutting and gluing and connecting today.
Oh, I see how it's worked.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the camera in, and like I said, we're going to be focusing in on the back wall here of the layout, and right over here on the mountain side. I know the light ain't no good right here right now, excuse my lighting. So I'm going to bring the camera in closer, and we're going to start taking a look at this. Give me just a second. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Welcome back. I got our 4-inch board here, or 3-inch by 8-inch board here. I'm sorry. Anyway, we laid it out to 4 inches. I just used my little trusty square right here. I made me a 4-inch mark. Draw me a straight line. I've done that on all 4 pieces, so now we'll have 8 once I get that cut. Alright, another one of the steps is we got to take one of the blanks. They label on B5, B4, B3. They're just blank. 2 of these for the back wall is going to have a access cut in it. So let's get ready to start laying that out. So while I'm looking at this, I noticed you have a flat surface here with a bead running down there, and then at the bottom, you get where you see you got this to that. So I got B1 laying here. B1's actually going to be back there at the back. B2 is going to be sitting right here at the bridge area. This is where your river right here runs. So B5 is actually going to be on top of one of these. And here's B5, so you see. So let's look at it. If we keep this upright to that, Let's get this where you can see. So that ain't gonna work. So we got to determine which side's the bottom. So it should be this side is the bottom. So you continue to have that groove. So now I know that this side where my thumb is actually the bottom. So now we know we need to come up 2 inches for the bottom. Okay? Move this thing out of the way. So get where you can see right here. So I'm just going to make a mark 2 inches. I'm going to come to the other side and make a mark 2 inches. So we got 2 inches there. And then this one's actually going to cut all the way up the side here. So on this side, looking at this, I'm going to come in 2 inches on this side. So I'm going to make 2 marks at 2 inches. One there at that mark, one at the top. And this side is 3 inches. So lay my right here at that mark, come 3 and 3. Now I'm just going to use another piece as a straight edge. Hold that on the mark. I'm going to draw a straight line from that mark to that mark.
Straight
and then,
line.
you know, this don't go all the way to the top, that's fine. If you'll just mark what you can reach, come to the top, make them meet up.
It's a straight line, point A to point B.
Yep. They tell you to go straight, don't turn left. There you go. So we know this is going to cut. And this is actually going to be labeled B4. So that one's ready. So now we'll get another one ready. Here I'm in the camera good. And on this one we're going to make a 8x6. Now this one, find the bottom. Yep. The fat side is the bottom, goes to the table. That's where all the glue's going to go. So we done figured this out. So now we're going to come in on this one, 2 inches. Do the same thing again, make 2 marks. And this one's actually a 8 inches wide. So if you come 2, add 8, it's going to be 10. And then it's going to come up 2 inches from the bottom. And I hope I'm staying in the camera here. 2 inches from the bottom. This is going to be cut. And this is going to be B3. So let's get a little straight edge going on right here. And we are 8 inches. So now we have B3 ready. Now on this one right here, B6 is just blank. You don't do nothing on this. Remember, we're working on the back wall first. So now I have them all fixed up and ready. So we'll get our hot iron going here, a little wire cutter. Get it hot, and we're going to go ahead and start cutting these. Now on this one, the B1 is the one at the end over there. Let me bring the camera over there while this warms up. B1's over there where I said we was planning on doing our expansion. I've yet to work on that yet. But when we cut it out, Alright, so there's B1, and it's actually going to be turned around like that over there. So I'm not going to cut this one yet. We're going to hold off for a few, and till I decide what I'm going to do over there as far as where this cut mark's going to line up with that railroad coming down. I want it to be a nice smooth transition. I'll have to do the same thing coming out to here also, and then over here also we'll have to do the same thing when we get ready to do the front. So that should be getting warmed up now, so I'm going to bring you back.
I see steam.
Alright, so here we are. Looks like it's good and warm now. Talked to the person, they said that these are generally made for like doing small fabric, like foam, 1/4 inch foam, but when you start doing the 1 inch stuff, it just don't hold up as good. But I figured this will get me by for now. That other one lasts a few cuts, so we'll try this out for the time being. Like I said, it was just $9. It was on clearance, so I couldn't beat that. That's a good price.
How many of those? Imagine if you got like something really rare for just like 1 cent.
So what I'm doing now, I'm watching where I'm cutting. I'm making sure that I stay right there, not cut to that piece. I want to stay right on the edge of it though. So we're not wasting nothing and we don't mess nothing up. As you cut, it does cool the wind. So that's why I have to do a sweeping motion so it stays hot. This, when I get here, this is warmed back up. I go back in, kind of like sawing it in half. So B1 is going to be put on hold. So I'm going to do the same thing here. Don't rush it. I'm just taking my time. Now don't throw away these what you cut out, because you're actually going to put that back. We'll explain that later in the series when it's time to put them back in.
Yeah, if you do that, well, basically your mall railroad home will never get finished.
You could probably leave them out if you wanted to, but then dust will get in there. So we're gonna put them back. So just take your time. It ain't got to be perfectly straight. Just try to do your best. I mean, you don't want no zigzagging going on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and make this cut. Then I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to let this thing cool off a minute.
Cools down. So
Now I watched them use the Woodland Scenics wire cutter, and it looks like it just zooms right through, and it should. The wire is a lot thinner. I don't know if I might just order me one off eBay or Amazon or something, and I'll probably do that the next day or so. So we got a lot of this to do, and I know this little thing's not going to hold up. See, just that little bit I did right there, I got to let it get warm again. It's done got cooled off. That wire cutter, it'll zoom right through it like butter. I got a little bit of a head cold too, so if I sound a little funny, I'm sorry. Which my wife says I sound funny anyway. Got that old redneck Georgia slang going on. There you go, that one's cut. I'm going to turn this off for a few minutes, pause the camera, and I'm going to label this B4 right quick before I forget. So we'll know that that piece goes there, which shouldn't be hard to figure out. That's the biggest piece, but I'm going to set it to the side. Pause the video, and I'll be right back. Okay, welcome back, YouTubers. Alright, I've been steadily cutting out all this styrofoam, all but that one piece I told you I wasn't going to cut yet. Well, I just got thinking about it. This would be a lot easier if I go ahead and do both sides of the tunnel here. I think that would be a lot easier, so we can start focusing on this. This over here we'll worry about later. So I've been cutting out, and get my book out here again. So this is your left side of your tunnel area right here. It's L5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And I got looking for L3. I kept looking for the one that had a little bit of a dotted line like that. Well, there ain't one. So I'm about to read the instructions. We actually got to lay that out ourselves. After we get the 2 boards, all 4 of these boards put together, then we got to come back and make our own little path, and then we'll cut it out later. So I've got everything cut out so far. I even went ahead and cut out the other access for the left side over there. And all I got left now is the L2. So I'm going to cut it out. But I was going to show you a little trick I figured out with this little thing right here to help speed this along. You got to clean it every few seconds. So once I get it warmed up, all I'm doing is taking my pocket knife here. And once it warms up, I just peel that styrofoam off. That's all I'm doing, just scraping that styrofoam off. It comes right off to the end. And then when I get ready to cut now, I'll try to do this where y'all can see. Alright. Excuse my hand if it's in the way. When I first start, it seems like it goes through a lot easier. Once that styrofoam builds up on it, it just kind of seems to take a long time. Now notice in the tunnel access, I don't think they make a wire cutter that big that you hold in your hand to get that deep down in there. Because see, that last one was 8 inches in on one side, 8 inches on the other side. If they make one, leave me a comment below. I'll definitely look into it in the future when I'm building stuff in the future. Now this is scrap. I also noticed I ain't read the instructions all the way through on this. I hadn't got to where we actually started installing it. But you can use that to help support your walls. Just cut it down the middle right there. Just like that right there, and then just finish cutting that off. And there's a pretty big size scrap piece here that I saved. I got it somewhere amongst all this mess. And actually right in the middle it says scrap. I just kind of cut the edges off right there, and we'll be able to use it to help support the walls. I want to try to make sure it's strong as possible. So we just finished cutting that off. I mean, I wouldn't use this for a permanent thing, as far as the main support, but just to help give it a little more bracing. I'm saving all these that I can. I just put in there along the way, so we'll get some more support. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean up my mess right here right quick. I'm going to set the camera up on the other side so y'all can see what I'm doing over there. We're going to start in the back corner. So be right back. Okay, welcome back, YouTubers. Okay, reading the instructions. Now the instructions tells me to do the front and then do the other 3 sides. Hey, that's fine, that's fine. But we're not. This is father-son's training room. We do everything backwards around here. But anyway, so I went ahead and put one of my scrap. It's not scrap. It's actually for the tunnel access right here for L1. But anyway, I went ahead and got these pieces put together, which I'm going to show you here in a second how that works. Okay. So remember when I first started the video a while ago on cutting out the tunnel access where you can reach in and clean and everything. We was trying to determine which side was on the bottom, what side was on the top. Well, there's a reason. These things do what they do. Wasn't paying attention, so I cut L1 right here. If you notice, it's upside down. Because on the front and the back, the flat side, not the L shape, but the flat side goes down. but on the ends, here where I can show you, the L side goes to the tabletop. Here's why. Because when you go put these together, let me turn that light off.
No.
You want them to fit. Hang on, let me cut this light off. Be right back. Lights off. 3, 2. Okay, I got the light off. That's a little bit easier to see. Not real good, but they got to lap against each other. They got to lap against each other, so the flat will go into the L down there, and you just squeeze them together. So that's how that works. So I'm going to put this back up on the camera back up on the tripod, and I'll show you what we're doing. Be right back. Okay, alright, we're back. So, you push these together, nice and snug, don't break them. And what you're left with is a 1/2 inch gap, by 1/2 inch gap going down through there. And what I did was on the front, I flushed it up, pushed it together, then I started this one, coming down. Now I'm back here to the back. And as I'm going, I'm taking my trusty little foam nails and I'm tacking it in place. Now I'll go ahead and tell you, right back here I got about 1/8 of an inch, not even 1/8, probably 3/16 of an inch styrofoam left. Remember, this stuff is machine made. They program a computer to do this, to lay this out, and they pre-cut some of the stuff. But as I'm going, I'm just going to go ahead and pull it back flush as I get out here. Just kind of let this naturally flow back to where it's flush. Alright, so now that you get them tacked in place, make sure everything fits like it's supposed to. I'm going to go ahead and get B3. I'm going to bring the camera around.
Get stuck there a little.
Yep. Bring the camera around. You can see what I'm going to do next. Alright, we'll grab B3, which is the other blank piece that didn't have nothing drawn on it, that you make a tunnel access out of. Flip my little, there we go. So I'm just going to butt it up right next to this one. For now, I'm just going to put a tack in there, like so. And oh yeah, by the way, make sure you don't leave none of your tacks back here in the tunnel walls back here, because once you put these on, you'll never get them back out. I almost did that. I was come over here a while ago, start laying thing out, and I said, oh yeah, I got to take that out. So I went around and made sure there wasn't nothing left. Alright.
That was a close one, wasn't it?
So we're going to apply glue. Where I can get to on the inside, back in here, I can't get in there. So we're definitely going to have to put glue back here at the back. And I'll glue the bottom of the edge there. Well, all I'm doing right now is getting my baseboards down to see how it's going to fit. Okay? It tells me to go ahead and glue on the right here, which I'm going to bring you back to show you that. But right now, I just wanted you to see where I messed up at on this piece right here. So, Mr. Cody, can you grab the tripod and pull it out?
Sure.
Okay, so this is technically supposed to be here. That's no problem. We have foam cutters. We'll cut this. I'm going to put it down here. Glue it in place. Glue it to this. And then we're going to come right back and we're going to show you how to get the tunnel accesses ready. So I'm going to pause the video and I'll be right back. Okay, welcome back, YouTubers. Welcome back. Alright, what we got here, this is a big piece of scrap that was left over from when you cut, I think it was L4 and L2 or something. Anyway, so that's what's left over. And this right here, we're going to cut in sections to use that to glue onto our tunnel access, and I'll show you that here in a minute. So you got roughly 24 inches left here. Let's see. Yep, 24 inches. Set this little over to the side. So we should be able to get, I don't know, 8 or so pieces here. I'm just going to do a rough draw. 4, 8, 12. We'll come this way. Yep. 4, 8, and 12 still there in the center. Alright. Just eyeballing this, that's all I'm doing.
Screech and squeak.
Yep. So we're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pretty good solid pieces. And then remember, I saved this piece. It's scrap, so we can use it to glue onto the tunnel wall. So that should be, we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's what we need. These 6 pieces. There's 3 there, 2 there. This one right here, there ain't much left of this one. Show you right there. It's alright, but I wouldn't depend on it. So we're going to use this one. Okay? I knew there was a reason for saving this. Read your instructions before you start doing anything, but I didn't see nowhere where it told me to flip that over, so that's my bad. So we'll cut these out. Like that. Ain't in the camera too much. Let me get out. There you go. I'm sorry. I get carried away here. There's that one. Now I'm going to come back and just trim these up a little bit, make them a little bit neater. Ain't got to be perfect. Might better use this piece for something. There ain't much there to hold on with. Get off there. So here we go. We got some more little, I'm averaging 4x4, 4x3. And your tunnel accesses are 6 inches, so we don't need that little piece right here. So I'm going to trim it off. There we go. There's another little piece right there. Tell you what, this is going to probably be another two-part video here. Tell you what I'm doing, I'm going to trim this one up a little bit, and if I can use it somewhere I will. These little pieces here ain't going to hold. It ain't real big, but maybe it'll work. This one's okay. This one's got a little straggler right here, so we're going to trim it off right there. Alright, this one right here, another little scrap piece. I'm going to trim that back edge off. I said I saved that pieces there because we got to fix all these going down through here too. So we got that fixed. Let me pause the camera. I'm going to bring you right back with the tunnel access, and we're going to glue one section together on camera. I think I'm going to call it a night after that. So let me pause the video. I'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. So I got the one that goes back there behind that tunnel right there. Okay, this is a B3. I got the piece I cut out. I lay it up in here. Alright, so all we gotta have is just enough to hold this thing into place like so. Alright, I got another piece here. Let's see, found another. And what I did was I actually took one of them scrap pieces and I cut it in half. Because we don't, all we have to have is just enough to hold that. We don't want it sticking out there way too far. If it's sticking way out here, the harder it is going to get in and out. So we just want just enough material left over to hold it in place. So while I'm doing this, I'm getting to thinking, well, here I am working on that. And here's actually one of the pieces that goes right here. That's going to hold the bottom section with the top section with this section, and on so on, so on. So I want to make sure I got enough space and gonna have enough strength to hold this in place. Okay. So I'm trying to plan this one out a little bit better. So now that I got that in there, what we're gonna do, I'm just gonna take that out, set it to the side. It's in place where I want it. And hopefully the glue gun is good and warm now. Yep, getting good and hot. And all we're gonna do, get down in there, start applying some glue. But this thing does not move in the future because you do not want this to come out whenever you're trying to get into your tunnel access. Just like so. Or here, wherever you can get glue without getting in there, of course. Now this glue will cool off way too quick if you try to put the glue on the inside and then put this on top. It won't work. So you're best off to just put it together, make sure you got it where you want it, apply your glue. Once that dries, cools off, we'll put that back. You're good to go. Okay, so there you have it. We got one of our tunnel accesses ready. It's done cooled off a little bit now, and we can just kind of go ahead and snap that back into place. Alright. Now once we put the mountain on, we're going to have to put something here to where we can pull this off, you know, without having to, which we'll get to that later. That's no big deal. So there you have it. We had some trial and error today. We're going to come back probably tomorrow afternoon. We're going to work on that where I messed up on that end over there. Really, we probably leave it like it is. But we'll look at it. I'm going to look at it, study it a little bit before I decide to go ahead and cut that and move stuff around. But please, like and subscribe to the channel. I ain't doing this to try to make no money or nothing. It's just trying to get the word out yonder, because there's a lot of people out there that's scared of model trains. They think it's a lot of money. They're going to spend hours and hours and hours and not never get done. It's fun. It's just fun, and I like for people to be interested in it. We got a new subscriber, Jim. He's actually building the layout. I want to communicate back and forth with him a little bit. He's left a few comments. He's actually building the layout along with us. And man, that's great. That's what we want. That's what we want. We want people to enjoy model railroading. It's just not as live as it used to be with cell phones and computers and stuff. People just don't have no interest in it no more. I loved it when I was a kid. Cody here, sure enough, he loves it. And he'll tell you anything and everything you want to know about anything with model trains and sirens. He just loves that stuff.
Don't forget Titanic.
Oh, he loves the Titanic. He loves the Titanic. The whole story behind the Titanic.
I even know the whole ship's class history.
That's right. So, please enjoy the program. If you do, leave that like. That way other people can start seeing it. But until then, keep model training. Bye-bye.